When we did our video, I had mentioned that one of my goals was to be able to buy tax liens or enter an auction anywhere in the world, wherever I was.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying a few tax liens while I was in Portugal on my balcony. My office days are not what they used to be back in the day.
Welcome back to another episode of Success Chronicles, where we talk to the rule breakers. Today, that rule breaker is Edgar Maldonado. This is the second time I've gotten to talk with Edgar. So much fun. He was, I think, our very first Success Chronicle episode. So to talk to him about 6 months later, to hear the updates, it's fascinating. One of the things we talked about was doubt then versus doubt now and how that changed. Take a listen. Well, Edgar, this is a first for me. We have never done a second episode of Success, or a second episode with somebody on Success Chronicles. You're the first repeat guest.
Oh, nice! Look at that.
I'm excited. You were one of the very first Success Chronicles we ever filmed, and were you the first?
I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. So excited to hear an update. There's so many things from that episode that have been in the back of my head, and I've seen you on Discover. I have so many questions, but before I ask all my questions, catch me up. What's going on in Edgar's world?
Yeah, man. So it's essentially been about 10 months since I've been with TLC now, and it sort of feels like it's been years already.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels like I just started yesterday, all wrapped up in one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, why does it feel
I've
like
dabbled
years?
in so many different avenues now that it just seems like I've been here forever.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, I guess. But yeah, man, it's been an exciting ride so far, and just at the end of the day, it's still all just the beginning of it. So
Yeah.
pretty exciting.
So what has made it felt long, and what has made it felt quick?
Quick has been the redemptions, and when I look at the actual timeline, it's at the end of the day, it's only been 10 months, which is pretty, small sample size
Yeah.
when you think about it. And what's made it seem pretty long, or fast, I would say, is the fact that I've dabbled in so many different avenues. I've done tax liens, I've done deeds, I've been through auctions, I've accumulated a couple of rental properties. So all of that has kind of made it feel somewhat long. And I've attended, a handful of events of yours as well too. So I feel like I've done so much in so little time.
I'm curious, if you could go back, you said 10 months ago, right? That's when you started with Tax and Code?
Yeah, right around January. So it's pretty easy to kind of keep a timetable.
That's true. So if Edgar today could go back to Edgar in January, right when you were starting the process, what would your advice have been to yourself based on what you've been able to do, and think about the doubts and the concerns and the worries that you had in January versus where you are 10 months later? What would you tell yourself in January?
It would definitely be to get rid of the fear factor a lot sooner. Kind of put my trust in everything that I was absorbing,
Yeah.
and don't hesitate.
Yeah.
You're confident in what you're hearing, so go for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the definition of time is money. Everything is based off of time. Interest you're accruing, deals you're getting into, deals you're passing up on because of the hesitation or the fear.
Yeah.
Just go for it,
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so take me through, I don't say each of these. How many tax liens have you bought?
It's been right around 90 as a whole since January.
One of the things that we battle, I don't want to peel back the curtains too much. We always fight this fine line with advertising agencies and market, trying to stay out of legal trouble, right? So we don't ever want to overpromise of what we're earning or the potential of earning, right? And we've actually had to argue with radio stations before because we're like, hey, this is what we get, and they're like, that's not, no way, you can't be making that kind of money. We're like, no, we promise we are. So from you bought 90 tax liens. What is the interest rate that those tax liens are accruing interest at?
So every single one that I've purchased has been at 18%.
Love it.
I've kind of found my own little niche, so to speak,
Yeah.
and I have, to this point, focused all my attention on over the counter
Yeah.
just to be able to lock in that 18% and essentially kind of grow that money at a more rapid rate
Sure.
to be able to diversify a little bit more
Yeah.
as time goes on.
Yeah, I mean, and 18%. So it's not one or two tax liens you've been able to buy. You've bought 90 tax liens at 18% interest. I think somebody's gonna watch this episode and be like, that's not even possible. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, and it's funny because being that they're over the counter and a lot of these have surpassed the 2-year mark where I've been able to file the TDA on these,
Yeah.
and thinking about that 18%, I almost have to calculate my returns like 10 times over just to make sure that I'm really making the amount that I'm making by the time these redeem.
Yeah.
And I kind of second guess myself, like, was it really just that easy with essentially zero risk?
Yeah.
Like, this is insane. Like, how did I not do this before?
Have you shared this journey with anybody around you, or have you kept it kind of quiet?
A little bit of both. It's kind of been very vague. I've tried to explain to, my brother,
Yeah.
close friends. They're still a little bit hesitant and kind of don't really believe me, so I don't want to go too much into detail on the money aspect of it,
Yeah.
because I know that we're all kind of in different places. But for the most part, I mean, I have, but they're still kind of skeptical.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, I mean, I can only share so much with you. If you don't want to do it, you just don't want to do it.
Right.
Or, if you believe me, but then you don't take the proper steps to get yourself in that position as well.
Yeah.
I can only do so much, so.
That's right. Okay, so the first time we had this conversation, you were just closing on your very first rental property.
Yes.
You closed that one, and then you posted it on Discover, this picture of you sitting poolside with your feet being like, I just bought another property.
Yes.
How many rental properties do you have now? Is it just the two, or do you have more than that?
I have the two. So that one was a duplex.
Okay.
And I was closing poolside in Vegas,
Yeah.
attending your event
Yeah.
in Vegas. And then I closed on a triplex, coincidentally, while I was at a golf course with two of my friends, playing golf. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool because in our original conversation, one of my goals that was going to come from all of this was to be able to work from anywhere. Mm-hmm. And being that I was poolside working
Yeah.
on one and then playing golf on the other was, pretty funny. So, yeah, I mean, 5 doors total, 2 properties
Yeah.
within a 10-month time span.
That's wild. So tell everybody how you were able to close a property on a golf course.
So it essentially was a 30-day close from the time that I found the property. And once they provided me the closing date, it just coincidentally happened to be on a day that it was during the week, so I was technically working.
Yeah.
But yeah, they sent somebody out, a notary out to where I was going to be at. And we got the paperwork signed while I was sitting at the bar waiting to tee off. So
That's wild.
it was pretty awesome. And then the fact that 2 of my friends got to witness that was
Yeah.
even better.
Yeah. What were they saying? Like, you're ready to tee off, you're just having a drink before, and this person walks up with a stack of paperwork for you to sign. You sign it and they walk away. What'd you tell them?
Yeah, I just picked up another property, and it's already cash flowing.
Yeah.
And this is an office day for me.
Yeah.
Sitting in the golf cart. So it all came from this program,
Yeah.
that I've told you guys about. This is one of the perks of it. So, if you guys thought I was kind of overblowing it or embellishing it a little bit, you get to see it firsthand. They're like, oh man, yeah, send me some more info. They show me, and I send them all the clips that you guys post. It's pretty surreal, but then it's on them to kind of take the next step forward. I've
What?
even sent them the dates when you guys do your little
Uh-huh.
tour for the first hour of the meeting or whatever when you guys go to
Yeah.
different cities. They're like, "Oh man, I had to work. I couldn't go." I'm like, "Well, take the day off and go to this. It's gonna change your life."
Yeah.
You know?
Well, calling out Edgar's friends. Yo, if you were at the golf course with Edgar when he bought a piece of property while you were golfing and you're still not moving, like, it's time. It's time to go.
Yep.
Do they make you buy the round of? Did they make you buy the round before the course? Like before the golf? If you're closing on a property, I know a lot of my friends would be like, "Well, this one's on you, man."
No, but I did win, so somebody else ended up having to pay anyway.
That's even better.
Yeah,
That's even better. All right, so catch me up. What else has gone on? I know you're a single dad. How's that felt?
it's good. I mean, it gives me, like we said last time, a sense of purpose now that I'm kind of accumulating these properties through the auctions as well. I've also picked up 6 properties of land.
Yeah.
Two of them were from deeds that didn't sell at the auction that I
Okay.
had forced TDA on,
Yeah.
and 4 of them that I actually was the high bidder on.
Yeah.
So I essentially picked up another almost 2 acres of land
Okay.
for under $13,000 in total,
Yeah.
which is pretty surreal again.
Yeah.
And all of that is obviously, to leave some sort of legacy for my daughter,
Yeah.
which is pretty awesome.
I want to come back to your daughter and that legacy because I bet that's your driving force. And I don't want you to answer that question yet. But 10 months later, what is that strategy done for your mindset and your confidence?
Oh, it's through the roof. I just feel like a whole new person now. The success that I've been able to, go through in these past 10 months has definitely led me to make better decisions, feel better about myself, and the path and journey that I'm kind of setting up for her as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's overall it's just been an amazing journey, and she's gonna kind of reap the reward for it, and not so much in this stuff, but when she gets old enough, hopefully I'm still within the program and going through this journey that I can start bringing her along on a lot of these functions and molding her to start going down that same path as well.
Well, I mean, maybe you don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Your daughter's name, remind me, Amelia. Is that right?
Amelia?
Amelia.
Yes.
I mean, the gift that you've given her is a confident father, right? Somebody that believes, by you believing in yourself, you can believe in her. And having a dad that is willing to be present, that is able to be present, that isn't dealing with stress day. I mean, we all have stress, right? You have different stress now than you had a year ago.
Right.
But you have this confidence that makes you present in Amelia's life. That wasn't available to you and to her a year ago. And so the gift that you're giving, the legacy you're giving Amelia, is this now legacy of success and belief and confidence that you're going to pass down to her, whether you realize it or not. She's always going to be looking at you, Edgar, as somebody that was willing to try, willing to sacrifice, willing to do something, and see her dad and see something that she's proud of. So congratulations for that. That's a big.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
For sure.
such a proud dad moment, I'm sure. What advice do you have? A lot of single parents out there, right? A lot of single moms, single dads, who are probably struggling with the same things you were a year ago. Somebody that's got the same goals you had back then. What advice would you give them now that you have taken and you've gone down that pathway? Take me back to that journey for you and the lessons and insights and the advice that you would give.
Yeah, I think a lot of it stems from, fear of the unknown, the fear of just, being a single parent and saying, oh man, how am I going to provide? How am I going to be as a parent?
Yeah.
What does my child see and what are they going to learn from me? And then, through this program, just being able to know that once you give it your all, you're going to get out of it what you put in. So, again, the hesitation and the fear of unknown and not wanting to move forward or hesitating, kind of washing all that away and just knowing like from seeing somebody do it, it's possible. Anyone can do it. You just have to put the effort and time into it, and don't worry about what may happen, what may not happen.
Yeah.
If you're willing to do it as a parent, the success will come through the journey, and it'll work out. It'll work itself out.
What is the legacy you're intending to leave for Amelia now? What are you trying to create?
Peace of mind, being able to buy back your time and know that at the end of the day, if you work hard, you put the effort in, you're going to get out of life what you put in. Being able to kind of give her that foundation and say, hey, you can pick up where I leave off and continue that journey on your own as long as you kind of follow that same blueprint, that you don't have to listen to the naysayers. You can go ahead and follow your own path, and it's kind of a leading by example, right? So whatever she sees, she's going to want to adapt and implement into her life and then take that same journey outward. And I want to make sure that that's kind of what she sees from me.
How old is she now?
She's 7.
Now you were going to take her, man, what did we talk about? To Europe and have a steak, if I remember right. Wasn't that the conversation? I owe
Yes.
you a steak.
So I haven't taken her to Europe, but I
Okay.
did take myself to Europe.
Okay.
And I forgot. I wanted to so bad, and I was thinking about it the whole time I was there. I went to Portugal,
Yeah.
and I was going to record myself buying some tax liens while I was there.
Yeah.
And I think right before I left, you had posted a video. You were in Cabo or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure how the video was, but when it came out,
Yeah.
you were buying tax liens on the beach.
Yeah.
And when we did our video, I had mentioned that one of my goals was to be able to buy tax liens or enter an auction anywhere in the world wherever I was.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying a few tax liens while I was in Portugal on my balcony.
Yeah.
I just forgot to record the video.
That's all right.
But I have another trip coming up. Again, I without my daughter.
Yeah.
But at some point, I'll take her overseas. So I'm planning to buy some more tax liens once I'm on the other side of the world again, just to show
Yeah.
that my office days are not what they used to be back in the day.
Yeah. It's such a cool experience. I was flying back from overseas last month and sitting on the plane, closing another rental property. So I do most of my closings, I do like online, digitally, through like DocuSign. And they'd sent the paperwork, and I was closing on it over the Atlantic Ocean. It's such a cool feeling to realize that the freedom that comes from making the sacrifices, making the choices that you did enable you to live, close property on a golf course, sit at a pool, close on a property, buy tax liens in Portugal. One of the things that I'm realizing very, very quickly about people like you, people like me, is that we're rule breakers. We're not doing what everybody thinks we should be. What would you say to those people? What would you say to the naysayers, the complainers, the negative types that are around you that are like, yeah, but you're not supposed to do it that way?
Yeah, it's funny, because even like my friends or family members who I've told, the number one thing, or the same thing that they kind of ask me all the time, or they jokingly comment every time I post something,
Yeah.
like, bro, do you work? Like, do you work? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you work? Like, how did you get there? Why are
Yeah.
you over here? Why are you over there? Like, I never see you working. I'm like, well, yeah, I work around the clock. It's just we do it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
I took a risk, bet on myself, and it allows me to kind of live the lifestyle that I've wanted for myself.
Yeah.
And you're seeing it firsthand. That's kind of what you get
Yeah.
if you put in the work.
It's love it. You messaged, or I heard, maybe it was a Discover post. You've gotten a fair amount of profit from the redemptions. When those tax liens come back, and it comes back and you calculating your profit. Take me through the mindset of that. Like you get that check, you look at it and you're like, man, I bought this 9 months ago. I haven't done anything since, and I just made X dollars in profit. Walk me through what that feels like.
It's still in disbelief that it's that easy.
Yeah.
And I know, I guess, everybody does it at their own pace, and they are in different financial situations.
Yeah.
But for me, I was able to kind of buy in bulk. So it's gotten to the point where now redemptions are coming back, maybe once a month or
Yeah.
every couple of months. And like I said earlier, I have to do the calculations, multiple times just to see if it's really real.
Yeah.
And it's just such a great feeling when these checks come in. I'm like, oh crap, I had forgotten about, these liens, and they redeemed, and here we are. And I think up to this point now, which is even kind of a more of an update from when I had posted it in the forum, I think I'm at like almost 19,000
Okay.
in redemptions. And then that's not counting obviously the parcels and stuff that I won
Yeah.
at auction. That's literally just from redemptions and being able to file TDA on everything,
Yeah.
which is kind of why for me I kind of stuck with the over the counter stuff,
Yeah.
because I knew that I'd be able to file TDA
TDA.
right away, and either they would redeem right away, or I would kind of take over the property if it didn't sell at the auction.
Yeah.
And buying in bulk has kind of generated those kind of returns for me,
Yeah.
which is exactly what I was looking for.
Well, I want to make sure you still feel human to everybody, that you're a rock star, Edgar, but you're not without challenges, right? What is
100%.
what is the biggest obstacle? What's the biggest challenge that you're experiencing right now, 10 months in?
I would say it's still kind of trying to cherry pick the bigger stuff, tax lien wise, because buying land, buying over the counter stuff is not the sexy stuff. So a lot of times I'll get in my own head and be like, well, should I be looking at bigger stuff? Should I be trying to do something else?
Yeah.
And then I have to kind of reel it back in and be like, if it's working for me, why would I deviate from that?
Yeah.
So I'm still kind of fighting a rock and a hard place mentally, trying to navigate which way I want to go, and doing it faster than I've been doing it. So I think that's probably been just the biggest thing that I've been struggling with. Just because there's so much out there, trying to kind of do a little too much too fast is also kind of might work against me a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing I heard you say was doubt. And that's just such an interesting emotion, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you've had so much success, and you've done so many great things, that even 10 months in, after proving the system over and over and over again for yourself, you still have that doubt that keeps popping into your head. How do you deal with it now? How do you deal with it now compared to 10 months ago?
So doubt now, I guess, takes on a different meaning than doubt 10 months ago. Doubt 10 months ago was whether this even works or not,
Yeah.
right? Doubt now is, am I getting a bigger return going this way, or am I getting a bigger return going that way? If I hesitate on this, then I'm going to miss out on that, and vice versa. So the doubt now is more of a strategic thing, as
Okay.
opposed to, oh man, if I go in here, I'm going to lose all my money, or does this
Yeah.
really work? Does that really work? Like, oh no. So even though it's doubt, it's kind of good doubt in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah, the way that
Or
I wrote
doubt that
that,
I'd prefer.
I wrote that down as greedy, Edgar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to decide which way,
Yeah.
which side's going to make you the most amount of money.
Right.
Yeah, not in a bad way. It's just, you're choosing a good option over, well, choosing a better option over a good option.
Right. Which is a good place to be, I guess.
Yeah. one of the things that's become bigger in Taxling Code's world since you started, it was just starting back maybe when we had our first conversation, is Discover. You're so active in Discover. I see your comments and your posts and you answering other people's questions as well. What is having that community done for you?
It's been amazing. Being able to see other people's journey, whether it's they're at the beginning or whether they're, a million miles ahead of where I am.
Yeah.
You still pick up little things from everyone. And the fact that the majority of the people on there are pretty active, you always get the feedback you're looking for. So it's definitely something that is super valuable, I would imagine, to all of us. But it's definitely been valuable to me because I'm able to kind of navigate my own questions through there and get the responses that I'm looking for, whether it's good or bad. You gotta get to see other people's hardships and help them out on stuff that you've gone through, or vice versa. So it's been great. It's been a great platform for sure.
You've talked about your friends that still don't believe you, that still aren't jumping in. Did you feel like you had a community before you joined Discover?
No, definitely not to this degree in regards to this that we're doing. And that's kind of where I was struggling with, for the most part, having funds available and just not knowing where to go, how to move the money around.
Yeah.
And now, through this, people communicate with the real estate stuff, the lien stuff, the deed stuff, everything. So whatever question I may have, someone in the group has an answer for, or at least has a resource to be able to communicate to.
Yeah.
And that just kind of opened everything up to kind of find a place where you can go to get the information you're looking for.
Communities and groups like that require all sides, meaning, the person that's coming in that's brand new doesn't really have, or doesn't always feel like they have a lot to give. And so at the beginning, that balance is really uneven. They're taking a lot, right, from a community like that. They might be able to give support and love and like cheerleading to other people, but they're probably not giving a whole lot in the form of information and strategy and experience. So they're kind of takers to a degree. But as you get further and further and further, that balance kind of swings the other way, where you're giving a lot. And you might be taking some still. Like I still am I still love being in Discover, and I have my community and I still take, right? But a lot of times the give side's bigger. You're probably on that side where you're giving more than you're getting now. It's an interesting shift because people are like, well, why are you still in that community? Why would you be helping and supporting people that in theory you're competing against? These people have the same goals and objectives you do. Why are you helping?
Well, it's kind of one of those where you're paying it forward. And at this point, when, like you mentioned, once you see that shift, that you're there to kind of give more than to receive, it just feels good. And mentally, it's like an ego stroke, because now you're like, damn, I feel good that I have the answers for once, and I'm not, the one seeking to find the answer. And now these people are like looking at me like, oh man, this is great, he's awesome, oh look at that, he's great. So it's kind of like that ego boost that, it feels good. And it's nice to feel smart and have answers for people that are looking for that. And at the end of the day, there's enough out there for everybody. We can all succeed.
Yeah.
So why not?
I love that abundance mentality. That idea, because I think I had it at the beginning, like, if this is so good, if this is so great, why would you share it? And then you start realizing how much is actually out there. That, like, I don't see any detriment to my business by you having this level of success.
Right.
It's not like my return's gone down since I started Taxling Code or since you jumped in. And if anything, it actually makes our whole community better because you're experiencing things that I never experienced, and vice versa. And so having this incredible community where we can all share uplifts us all.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in different states. Everyone has their own niche. Everyone's doing different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, I mean, we are competing and we're not at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's in a different market, whether they're brand new or not, they're gonna essentially or eventually do something that I didn't know about,
Right.
and I'm gonna be able to pick up on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those pay it forward, and you know, there's enough out there for everybody.
What's next for Edgar then? What is, is interesting. And like our goals shift so much. And I think if you go back and look at your goals that you started a year ago or in January, you'd be like, man, if I only knew what was going to happen, my goals would be my target would have been so much higher. Having gone through that maybe one time, like if we were to reset today, I'm like, Edgar, you accomplished a lot in 9-10 months. What is the next set of goals for Edgar?
So for me, I always want to work smarter, not harder. And I love the fact that I've picked up rental properties, but at the same time, being a landlord is also kind of sucks and is a pain in the ass sometimes.
Sure.
So how can I improve on that aspect of it? And one of the biggest things that I kind of learned or picked up on when I went to the event in Vegas was syndication. So I would definitely like to start going down that road and kind of focusing and concentrating on that.
Okay.
And I would definitely like to close on a syndication deal, you know, within the next couple months for sure.
Well, let's set an actual time, Edgar. So next couple months, give me a day.
What are we in October?
October. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Ideally by the end of the year.
Okay. Whew. That's
At least like to have an offer accepted.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I've been working on it, so
Okay. Let's go.
we'll see what happens.
Okay. Final thought. Final question for you. Take me through the biggest learning moment that you had from somebody else.
I don't know. I'd probably have to think about that a little bit, going back and trying to
Yeah.
see if it's something from the platform or something just in general.
Sure. So is there something maybe from Discover, something from your daughter, something from your buddies, something from somebody at the event that you were like, I'm better because of that experience?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, you know, the program as a whole, and going to the event in Orlando,
Yeah.
where I got to meet you in person the first time.
Yeah.
You know, one of the biggest things that you kept harping on there was, you know, getting rid of the self-doubt and also the us being programmed in our mind that we're supposed to do it a certain way. We're supposed to go out and find a 9-to-5 job, or you know, we have to go to college and get a job right away and work for somebody else and build somebody else's dream, as opposed to, you know, finding a different avenue and doing it on your own or for yourself and growing that way. So it's been more so a mindset shift within these past 10 months that have allowed me at least to take the steps and the process that I've done to get to this point.
Thank you. By the way, Edgar, it's amazing to watch people transform. It's amazing to see people take information or processes and then execute and be so successful on it. And so, so many people hear messages, so many people hear motivational talks, whatever it is, but so few people actually change the course of their life because of them. So that credit's got to go to you. The credit has to go from you realizing, hey, I want to create a new legacy. I want to do something different, and actually taking the steps to get there. So congratulations. Love all the updates. Love seeing you in Discover. Love seeing you in events. Hopefully you come back to another expo, come back out to Kansas City, or meet you down in Orlando. But I can't wait to see you again. I can't wait to keep hearing the successes. And I can't wait to pay for a dinner for you and Amelia.
Yeah, awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Definitely owe you guys a lot. And Yeah, can't wait to keep showing you guys what I'm doing, and all big thanks to you for sure.
Well, appreciate you, Edgar. We'll talk soon. Well, what'd you think? Edgar, one of my favorites. Maybe just because he's the first person we've talked to 2 times, but I just love the progression. One of the things that I find fascinating is that once we level up, we keep leveling up. We keep pushing ourselves, setting new goals, setting expectations. I love seeing everybody else do that in their lives. I do it in my life. I'm sure you do in yours. What's your next goal? Comment below.